Suge Knight did not kill Eazy E. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all done dug up a clip from the Jimmy Kimmel show, and I gotta hear about it every single day. I get an email, man, Suge killed him, Suge did this, Suge did. Suge Knight did not kill Eazy E. You think Suge Knight rolling around with a needle with AIDS in it? Really? When they jumped him in the room, that's when they could have stuck him with the needle. You think thugs from Compton gonna be rolling around with a needle with AIDS in it to properly hold somebody down, to stick them with AIDS? You think they would be careful with it? Like they brought it in a suitcase, they opened it up, they hold him down. Do you think Eazy E would have been injected with AIDS right then and there on the spot and wouldn't have went to the hospital anywhere to get treatment for it? He wouldn't have went immediately to the doctor if somebody stuck him with a needle that he knew was forcibly put on him, that he wouldn't have went to a hospital. See, people don't think. They take content of what he said on the show, and he would say, oh, that's what they're doing now. They stick you with a needle, and then you're dead. That slow death, like the Eazy E thing. He just used Eazy E as an example because he didn't like Eazy E, and they had a little beef, and he's just playing off that because he's on the television show. He's playing off the gangster thing. Not that he had anything to do with that. Y'all took it out of content and ran with it because of this movie. That was many moons and years ago. And of course, he's the boogeyman of hip hop. Y'all just gave him a name. So everybody has these rumors about like what happened to him. From the way, the fast deterioration of his body. When he went to the first clinic, he did not go straight to Cedars. Everybody thinks he just went to Cedars. He was at another clinic. And for whatever reason he was at the clinic, he was sick or whatever, they accidentally poked him with a dirty needle. And see, this wasn't being discussed because it's a major lawsuit, but this happened a lot in LA, in hospitals around the world at that time, due to the type of needles that they were using. They have new needles now that was fought for to be achieved, to use. They're safe. They're like 99% safe. That you can only use these needles one time. The government didn't want to use these needles. They didn't want to use these needles that you just used once. And remember, this is 95. And if you don't believe me, watch the movie Puncture. One lawyer ended up fighting to have these needles, the replacement needles, brought in there. This guy came up with the technology, the design to have his needles in hospitals that save people's lives. But they're looking at it as a major company was losing money behind it. So it was money over lives, and they were having nurses being accidentally poked by these needles as well. So a lot of people that was getting dirty needles, they trying to inject drug addicts, they fighting, they don't want to get a shot, and you might accidentally poke yourself in the finger. And next thing you know, you contracted HIV. It can happen just that quick. And it did happen to a lot of nurses who was assisting people, and they got sick and ended up having to go into care. And this was at a clinic that he went to. And once they diagnosed him at a clinic and found out when he went back to the clinic that he had AIDS. Because he went to the clinic, came back, went back to the clinic again because he had got sick and passed back out. And he thought he had to go back in for some more medication. and they ran the test and realized that he had the T cell count. Then he was transferred to Cedars on the floor where they have the AIDS patients. That's when he was he never came home after that. He went straight to the floor where they had all the AIDS patients. So the reason why this isn't like major news or brought out to the public because it was a major lawsuit. They didn't have any way to prove this is how it happened, except for the fact that no woman has ever come out and said Eazy E has infected them. They've infected Eazy E. None of his children have the virus. His wife don't have the virus. It's almost an obvious situation that he was poked and pricked by a dirty needle. It's sad. It is very unfortunate, and those deaths happen a lot to people back in the 90s and the 80s and 90s when they had those needles that weren't one-time use, throwaway. There was a lot of accidental punctures. So, if you want to rent a movie, the guy who plays Captain America is the star of the movie, played the lawyer. So, true story. Read up on it online. You all got the internet, and learn about what was happening with accidental punctures back in those days. And that's it. So this should put to bed all this Suge Knight murdered Eazy E, that sensationalism. I'm out.